Does life sometimes feel like a storm that just won't end? You wake up exhausted, you fight through the day, and you can't help but wonder, why does it have to be this hard? But what if the problem isn't life itself? What if it's how you're looking at it? Why is my life so difficult? Why does everything I try seem to crumble? Why do I wake up every single day feeling like I'm carrying a mountain while others seem to breeze through life? You look around and it feels deeply unfair. Some people appear to have it all, the money, the health, the love, the opportunities. They smile so easily, they succeed so effortlessly. And then there's you. You fight, you struggle, you fall. And just when you try to get back up, it feels like the world pushes you right back down. You start asking yourself, what did I do wrong? Why me? But here's a truth that most people never realize. You're not cursed. You're not unlucky. You're not doomed. You are simply living inside a pattern that you've created. A pattern built by your own mind, your focus, your habits, and your fears. You see, most people who live a difficult life share one common trait. They've trained their minds to focus on the effort, not the reward. Every time you think about doing something that could change your life, your brain immediately shows you the pain. You think about how hard it will be, how much time it'll take, how much energy it will drain from you. And before you even begin, you've already surrendered. You see the mountain, not the view from the top. You see the sweat, not the strength it builds. You see the effort, not the transformation. And that is why your life feels so heavy, because you keep staring at the weight instead of imagining what you could build with it. Take a simple example. You decide you'll start working out, but instantly your mind is flooded with negative thoughts. The tiresome trip to the gym, the exhaustion, the sweat, the sore muscles, the strict diet, the pain. You see everything that costs you something, and you completely forget what it gives you. You forget the strength, you forget the confidence, you forget that feeling of looking in the mirror and seeing a version of yourself you were genuinely proud of. Your brain has been programmed to fixate on discomfort, not on the reward. And that programming controls your destiny more than any external force ever could. Let me show you something. Imagine if every woman in the world focused only on the pain of pregnancy, the sickness, the exhaustion, the agony of childbirth. No woman would ever want to have a child. Humanity itself would vanish. But they don't focus on the pain. They focus on what's born after the pain. They focus on life. Now look at the successful people, the ones you might envy, the ones who seem to live so effortlessly. They're not just lucky. They're not specially chosen. They simply see the world differently. Their minds are wired to focus on the result, not the effort. When they think about building a business, they don't see sleepless nights. They see the impact they'll make, the independence, the freedom that comes later. When they think about training, they don't see sweat, they see strength. When they think about learning, they don't see hours of tedious study, they see mastery. They are driven not by comfort, but by vision. So ask yourself right now, when you wake up in the morning, what's the very first thing you think about? Do you think about how tired you are? Or do you think about how alive you could become if you just took one step forward? You cannot build a beautiful life with a mind that constantly fears effort. You cannot expect to find peace while actively avoiding the very struggles that are meant to shape you into who you're supposed to be. You think you suffer because life is unfair, but in truth, you suffer because you resist the process that would set you free. You resist growth, you resist discipline, you resist discomfort, forgetting that discomfort is the doorway to transformation. The more you avoid it, the weaker you become, and the weaker you become, the harder life feels. It's not life that gets easier, it's you that gets stronger. And when you stop growing, everything begins to feel unbearable. You don't change your life by wishing for peace. You change it by changing what your mind focuses on. Right now, your thoughts are creating your world. If all you see is pain, then pain is all you'll ever find. If all you see is effort, then effort will exhaust you before you even start. But if you learn to look beyond it, if you teach your mind to focus on the outcome, on the reward, on the possibility, your entire reality will begin to shift. Because life responds to your focus. And focus, my friend, is everything. When you focus on fear, you live in hesitation. When you focus on effort, you live in exhaustion. But when you focus on your vision, on the results, you live in power. And this power has been inside you all along. It just needed to be redirected. Remember, the world doesn't reward the person who waits for the perfect moment. It rewards the one who moves despite the fear, the one who acts despite the discomfort, the one who keeps walking even when the road is steep. You keep telling yourself, I'll start when I feel ready, but that day will never come, because readiness isn't a feeling, it's a decision. You don't wait for motivation to magically appear. You create it by doing what your future self will thank you for. Stop asking, why is my life so hard? And start asking, wow, what is this pain trying to teach me? Pain is not your enemy, it's your instructor. It's life's way of preparing you for the strength you'll need later on. Every challenge, every rejection, every closed door, it's all part of your shaping. There is no such thing as an easy life. Even those people you admire, the ones smiling on camera who seem to have it all, they fight battles you never see. The difference is that they've learned how to turn their pain into progress. They've learned to turn obstacles into lessons. They've learned that suffering is not something to be avoided, but something to be mastered. And once you master suffering, nothing can break you. You'll begin to see the world in a whole new light. You'll stop running from challenges. You'll stop blaming your circumstances. You'll stop waiting for luck, because you'll finally understand that the only real difference between those who succeed and those who struggle is focus. So, when you feel tired, think of your goal. When you feel lost, think of your why. When you feel pain, think of what it's building within you. Because that pain, that struggle, it's not a punishment, it's preparation. Your story is not over. You are not meant to live a small life. You are meant to rise, to break the pattern, to rewire your mind to see the light that exists beyond the effort. This life, your life, is waiting for you to shift your focus. The moment you do, everything begins to change. Your mind will sharpen, your energy will rise, opportunities will appear where there were none before, and what once felt impossible will suddenly become inevitable. Because when you stop staring at the weight, you finally begin to lift it. So today, not tomorrow, not someday, today, make the decision. Stop focusing on the pain, focus on the purpose. Stop fearing the effort, focus on the reward. You owe it to yourself to experience the version of your life that exists beyond fear, beyond hesitation, and beyond excuses. Because that's where your true self lives. The self that isn't afraid to try, to fail, to grow, and to rise again stronger than before. This is your turning point. The moment your focus changes, your life changes. And from this day forward, remember this. You don't suffer because you were weak. You suffer because you are strong enough to grow through the struggle. So face it, embrace it, and keep your eyes fixed on what's waiting for you on the other side. Because that's where freedom lives. That's where peace begins, and that's where you become unstoppable. This is Nido Quest, a journey into the human mind, into the hidden forces that shape our pain, our purpose, and our power. Thank you for watching. If this resonated with you, subscribe and join us on this journey. Your story starts now.